Okay, yesterday we have done the installation, and these are the environment paths for different types. We have already did this one, and also we have set up the visual enhancements for the code editor also. Now let's look at how we can run the NCL. When we are running the NCL, there are two ways to run the NCL. One is interactive. In the interactive mode, you can do like programming directly, and this allow real-time changes and adjustment to the script of your program. And the second option is the bash mode. In the bash mode, it allows to execute the task sequential manner without direct interaction with the user interaction. That means you can run a script. So now let's look at those two methods. The first one is interactive. Whenever you are doing some thing in the NCL interactively, you have to type NCA. You have to go to the Ubuntu window, just load your window. You can try like just load the Ubuntu system that you have installed the Windows Linux. This one. So in here you can just type NCA. Then you will see an interface like this, and here you can type whatever thing and you can start coding. Just type NCA. Type NCL and press enter. So now you are in the interactive mode in NCL. That means whenever from here onwards, it's affecting the NCL commands. So whenever you type for like it's just like for assigning a variable, we can type a variable name A and we need to assign number 10 to that variable. So what we just create is we assign a variable A and assign number 10 to that variable. So this is NCL command. So already if we need to view what's inside the variable, we can type print and within bracket the variable that we need to view. So it's A. So now we can see the variable A is assigned and it's an integer. Size is 4 bytes and only one value is represent and the value is 10. So now this is the interactive mode in NCA. So the other mode is whenever you need to quit from the interactive mode, you just need to type exit. Just type exit, then you will go back into the Windows subsystem. So that's the quick demo about the interactive view. So I will go ahead with the presentation. You just need to know about those two commands. Whenever you need to go to the interactive mode in NCL, you need to type NCL. Whenever you need to exit, you need to type exit, this one. Whenever you need to exit from the NCL interactive mode, you need to type exit. Okay, the next thing is the batch mode. In the batch mode, you can run a script like here there are several examples. So just look at this one. If you have a script file name myscript.ncl, you can invoke this MyScript NCL file by using NCL, then a space your script name. But for that, you need to be in that, you need to specify the location of your NCL file. Otherwise, it will not run. You need to completely specify this NCL file. Otherwise, you have to use that terminal to move inside into your directory first and then run the script. So there, those are the things that I mentioned in here. Also, you can do like get the output using this command. If you need to get the output into a text file or something, you can do it like this. Then the first is your script name, then the output file. So it will capture the output into a text file or something. So this is how you can do it in the bash mode. It's just like if we go to the demonstration, it's just like I will show you one script. There's a script in my okay, let me try a default command so everyone can get the output. So this is a default command that everyone can run. So this is a script file. So you can see in here we mentioned NCL. So this is NCL script, then space where our NCL file is located. So inside that ncar root that we mentioned yesterday, there are some directories and there are some sample scripts. So we are going to run this sample script. So you can try this one and hit enter. So after you hit enter, then it will pop up a window like this. But some of you may not get this window, but some of you guys will get this window. But some of you may not get this window due to X11 error or something like that. But some of you guys get that thing. It's okay. So that's how you can run the NCL script, because here we invoke a X11 window. X11 window means we need to check whatever the thing that the script, when the script run, it will automatically show us the output of that thing. Or yes, we can save it into a PSD or something like that. But X11 window is useful when we are doing some modifications into our script. So it's just a simple thing that just a simple sample to show you guys how to run NCL in interactively. So when you are running in NCL in this mode, what you need to do is first you need to specify this is an NCL script. So first NCL, then the space, then your script name, or you have to specify the complete path of your script. So that's how you can invoke NCL in.
Okay, so what did you think about the script? Do you have to save your script?
Yeah, first you have to save the script. No, you don't have to save it. Here you can see what I have done. Like I just invoke the default NCL command by default location. In here, let me type clear this window and show you guys it from the beginning. So here what I have done is, you can see I invoke NCL, then I specify my file path. At the top you can see NCRT root. Yesterday we said that environment variable. So you guys also see that we have some files over there. So if I type NCRT this one is a by default NCL script for testing the NCL, whether it's running perfectly or not. So whenever you try, just imagine you have a folder in drive D. Drive D inside your research or something. So there in this folder you have some NCL script. My NCL script, NCL script dot NCA. So you need to run this one. This is NCL script file, where you write a script like export that two libraries and then do all the things and plotting functions and everything. So whenever you need to run this script, you have to, one option is you have to go like CD, D, research. One method is like that. So you have to go inside into this directory, like using CD command. You know, whenever you type CD, you can change the directories. So this one is in my D drive. So I can use CD slash MNT to change my mount directories. So then my drive is D. So I can change it into the my D drive. Then my file is inside research. So I can type research. So now if I enter in that terminal, after that dollar mark I will see, before that dollar mark I will see, it will look like slash MNT D slash research, then the dollar mark and that being inside. So now I have changed into this directory. So whenever I type ls here, so it will show me this file. That means I have specified this location of that I am in the specific location of this file. So whenever I need to run this file, what I have to do is just type NCL space, then my script.ncl. Because here I am already inside that path. But if you are in the default location, the root location, whenever you are doing like that, then you have to specify this entire path. Then slash my script dot NCL. Here you have to type CD, here you have to type NCL space. So if you are in any other directory, then you have to specify the entire path of your NCL script file. So that's what I have done here. So if I need to run this same script manually, I have to go inside this location first until that the sun goes. So if I go there, then I can use NCL json02.ncl. I think you got my code.
Yeah.
So you have to keep in your mind when you are running NCL script. When you save it somewhere and you are putting your NCL space, then the script name, then it will confuse. Where is that file? So you need to be aware when you are running NCL script like this. So let me go back into the presentation. So here are some sample things like when we are running the NCL, we can use some default commands with this one, like using combining options. Whenever you need to print the warning message or something, we can use -f or something in between NCL and the script file. So if you type whatever the letter in here, you see -f, it will use the file structure and NCDF features when possible. So echo NCL commands, if in your script you have like echo NCL commands, then you have to use /x. So these are some commands that you can use with that with this batch mode. So the next thing you need to keep in your mind is that when you are writing a script, you have to organize it correctly. And there are three things which need your attention. First, you have to read the data. To read the data, you have to understand your data, how the data is structured. Then it comes like what are the variables in your data set and what are the coordinates and what are the attributes. So then you have to do whatever the things before the processing, you have to do like check whether there are missing values. You have to fill those values with something, and then you have to do the plotting. The plotting comes in the last stage, because if you did a mistake, like if you didn't pre-process your data, you will plot the graph with the errors. Just imagine if you didn't fill the field values, like missing values, you are drawing the graph with the missing values. Even whenever you get the annual one mean anomaly or some graph, the final graph will look like it's not the actual graph, because you didn't pre-process those data. So to pre-process, you have to understand what is the issues with this data. Sometimes you need to rescale those data, because even last time I think if you participated in the first lecture series with Emmanuel, he have done some atmospheric corrections. So you cannot use those satellite images directly. You have to do some atmospheric corrections. It's similar with this stage also. Sometimes you can find the data anywhere, NOAA, NASA or somewhere else, and they clearly mentioned there that you have to rescale these data using this equation. So you have to apply that equation first into your data set and then use the data. Otherwise, your values will look like different. So you have to understand these three things. First, you need to read, then you have to process, and then you have to plot. To read, you have to have a good understanding about your data. So what type of data you are dealing with. So the next thing is, in here we commonly deal with, I think you guys all are dealing with NetCDF. So when you are dealing with NetCDF data, you need to understand how the NetCDF data is structured in the file before we go into the scripting. So just imagine in the NetCDF files, you can have multiple variables. So how those data is structured? I think you guys know about this one. If you know, if you didn't know, you have to have a good understanding about this first. So in the NCL file, is data is structured like this. So here, if we get one cube like this, so here you have the time axis. It can be changed like this one is your time axis, and this one is your longitude, and this one is your latitude. So if you take one slice, that means you are taking t equal 1. This is your first time frame. So if you get this part only, you can get only a 2D map. If you slice this part only, you will get a 2D map. If you didn't slice, you will have a 3D data. So you need to understand this structure, because it's necessary. After you get the slice from t equal 1, then you can like resize. If you are not focusing on the entire world, you are focusing in a specific location, you can, in the grass, we are using Latlon box to creep into your specific location. To do that, first we need to slice the data and then focus on the specific region. Otherwise, when we are taking the average, what we are doing is just taking the average over the time steps. So you have to understand this data structure. Then when it comes to the NetCDF file, there are 3 different parts in the NetCDF. First thing is attributes, and the second one is dimension, and the third one is variables. So attributes provide additional information about the data. Like they can be associated with the variable, providing the detail about the variable, and then can be whether the data is global or not, and provide the details about as a whole about your data set, where this data comes from and what kind of scaling you have to do. Those kind of things are mentioned in the attribute. And when it comes to the dimension, it shows the series of data might have dimension for time, latitude, and longitude. Then the last thing is variables. Variables mean the temperature, precipitation, and some kind of the specific data that you are focusing on. So the next thing is the conventions. Like whenever you create a data structure, it should have convention. Convention means actually a set of rules. So whenever you use NetCDF, it will be similar. The data structure will be similar across all countries. So whenever you use a different type of format to create your NetCDF file, and you are going to use it in somewhere else, it's completely different. The structure of the data which is organized inside the NetCDF file, if it is completely different, so you cannot have you cannot use like the same software to do analyze. So that's why we have some conventions about the NetCDF. You can go to these links and check if you are interested in those kind of data. So then we don't need this one. Let's go directly into the global attributes. So the global attributes mean after you type to check the global attributes, you can use the NCL file dump command. So just imagine you have a file name Atmos NC or Air1 mean NC or something. So you need to check what are the global attributes of this file. Global attribute define like what is the convention type, and then the source where this data is comes from, and the title of this data set, and then if you need to make a conversion, what kind of equation you have to use. So those kind of data is mentioned in the global attribute section. So let me send a file for you guys so you can check it on your terminal. It's just send a small file so it will be easy for you guys. Otherwise, when you try to download it, it takes some time.
So this accuracy is for specific or for all files. It's for specific file or for all.
No, it's just like when you download, you can download NetCDF files from some different sites, even from NASA, NOAA, and those kind of things. I just mentioned it's the file name. It can be any NetCDF file that you have. Whenever you need to check the global attributes about that file, you have to mention NCL file dump, then you find it. NCL file dump, then you find it. So there are different file types that you can use with the NCL file dump. So you can go to the terminal, the Ubuntu terminal, and then you can type NCL underscore file dump and hit enter. So from here they will mention what are the commands that you can use with the NCL file dump. So actually NCL file dump you can check the global attributes and the variables and those kind of data in several files, several types of files. You can check .nc, .hdf, then .grid, and those kind of files you can check. Even CSV, I think. No, not in CSV. You cannot check the attributes about the CSV. You can check like these files. So let me send a small data file to run this thing. So I have already sent that same Atmos file into the INSA group, so you guys can go ahead and download that file. It's just 52 MB or something. So I have sent that file into the group, so you can check. Just let me show you. So these are some NetCDF files that I have. So if I need to check this one, I can go into this directory. Otherwise, I can do like I can copy this one and let me copy this one into a different drive. I will go and choose drive F, and then I will create a new folder name IMSA training, and I will put this file in here. So now I know my NC file is in F IMSA training. So I need to check the global attributes about this file. So how can I access this file? So in Windows terminal, I have to type. Let me minimize this one for the easy so I know the file location. I can do it like this. So here's my file in inside. So I know my file is F in F. So first I need to go to the location of that NCL file. So my file is in cd/mnd. Then my file is in drive F. It's in IMSA training. So when I type ls, I can see the file is there. Admin.1060 file is there. First, I have to go to the location where my file is. So I do right now I am in that location in my Windows Linux terminal. So whenever I need to check about the global attributes, here I will share. So tell you guys more about these things. You can check dimensions and NetCDF file variables. All can be checked using that simple command. Because at the beginning I said you guys that NetCDF file have attribute, dimension, and variables. All the three of these data can be checked using that simple command, NCL file down. So it will give you all the information about the global attributes and then the dimensions and then the variables. So you can run that command. You can try to run this command. So my data is in this drive. So I can write NCL underscore file dump, then space my file name. So I know my file name is R.M. So you can try different things. If you have different types of NC data, you can copy it into the same location, or you can move into that directory and type NCL file dump and space then your file name. So this is you can download. If you have already have NCL file .nc in NCDF file, you can use that file also to check about the attributes and the variables and the dimensions in your file. So in here I will type Atmos because that's my file name. So if you guys already download that file, you can type NCL file dump, then the file name. But make sure you are in that directory. First, you need to make sure that you are in the same exact directory where your Atmos NC file is. So if you put it into a D drive or C drive or something, here you have to mention C, then your folder name, and you have to go into the location of this file first. So if you guys getting an error like this, so if you are getting an error like that when you are running the NCL, I send you in the WeChat group. If you are getting an error like this, whenever you use the NCL file dump command, you can check in the WeChat group, not in the screen. In the WeChat group, I will give you guys like error. If you see this error, you have to type sudo apt get install ch. Sudo space apt Windows MPT get installed CSH. It will install that the necessary file. Can you go into the Google? So if you are getting that error, you can type simple MPT get MPT dash get. I want to send that thing into the region. MPT dash get install CSH. So this is to check the structure of your data file, like what kind of scaling you have to do, what are the attributes inside your data file, and what are the dimensions you have in the data file. To check that one. To check that thing, you have to use NCL file document. So whenever you type this one in data, you will get some details about your Atmos file. If you type, excuse me, enter. Hello? Enter here. So if I hit enter, now it gives me all the details about that Atmos file. So here I can scroll to the top.
Dinesh, excuse me.
So you can see, first we have the global attribute. First thing is the global attributes about the atmospheric file, the atmospheric file. So
Dinesh, excuse me, Dinesh.
from here to here, you have about the details about this NCL. So here you can see different type of things like what are the conventions used in this data format. So the convention used is NCAR CSM because this is a sample data take NCL and here the source. And those kind of thing you can see. Any kind of error? When you are typing someone, yeah. If you are specifically focused on an NCDF file, you should have global attributes and then the dimensions and then the variable. So you need to understand those things. So the first thing is the global attribute. In the global attribute, you can check where this data comes from, and if you need to do any scaling, what is the function you have to use. And then you will see what type of data and what is the instrument they use to collect this type of data and the history. When they created this file, those kind of data you can check. Then the next thing is the dimensions. So just keep that thing I will show you. So from here you can see from here to here it mentions about the global attributes about your file. So you can see the convention types they have used and then the source. So this one is CSH history tape format. It's a bitold format and then the title. And then the how they collect this sigma pressure level and how they calculate that thing, and then the history when they have created this file, and they have to whether they have to do some CDO or NCO analyze like this, it will appear in here. So let me go back into the presentation. So the next thing we discuss about the attributes. So the next thing in the NetCDF files are the dimensions. So this is the most important thing. So you know we can get the data about multiple levels in multiple time steps on different latitudes and different longitudes. So the dimensions simply mean the shape of your data. So how many levels you have, and then how many time steps you have, how many latitudes you have, because this data is structured in a grid format. So this data is structured in the grid format. So if you get a one-time slice, it is structured in this kind of grid format. So here you can see there are some things like different type of levels. In that file we have longitudes that 128. That means if we split along the longitudes, we have 128. So 1, 2, 3, like this we have 128. So latitude levels we have 164. So then like this we have the same thing for different times. Only in here we have only for one time still. But if you check the different data, you will see. If you have already another type of data, you can do the NCL file dump to that data set also. Then you will see, here you will see like 10 time mistakes. That means if you download like the NCL file for 1980 to 1990, then you will have, if you get the data, annual data, you will have 10 time mistakes. So you have to understand this one also. And then you have to know what are the time steps also. Just imagine you get some data file from your friend, but he also doesn't know about the time steps of this data. So next thing you have to check what are the time steps for this data. So this is about the dimensions, and then you will see in here it is about the another character array. So when you doing a scaling, you have to use that thing also. You will not see these kind of things. Sometimes you will only see long level latitude. Sometimes you will see more than that. So let me show you. This is the atmospheric file I used now. So here you asking about NCHA. So they have mentioned about the NCHA in here. You can go down to this script and they will mention. What does it mean? So see. So because in this file you have a lot of data, I will check another file because I have some other files also. I will check. Let me check this one, the UV file. Here we don't have that much data. So now I will check, I will do the NCL file dump for this one because the same file is in that same location. So we will type here to remove this one, and then I will use NCL file dump for that file UV display NC. So in here right now you can see for this file I only have 3 dimensions. So it depends with the file. So you need to understand that. So in that file I have NCHA and I level those kinds of dimensions also. But in here I only have latitude, longitude and time. So that's what I'm saying. You have to understand how many dimensions you have in your file, because when it comes to when you comes to bottom, you can see float. There's the variable name B. This thing I will discuss about in later thing. So in B we have time, latitude and longitude. So those are the dimensions that we have in the variable B. So if you have 4 dimension or 5 dimension data, they will mention like if you have levels, then it will be like for the B, if you are getting the vertical velocity data in the levels, you cannot get vertical velocity. I think you can get the W component. W component are along different levels. Then you will see level, time, then latitude and longitude. So it's just to look the data. So you can check different kind of NC files. You can type NCL file dump and do the dumping part. So then the next thing is the variables. So in the variables, you will see you have percentage. Yes, percentage. So the next thing, this one is dimension. Then the next thing is the variable. So after the dimensions, you will see the variables. So what are the variables inside your NetCDF file? So here we have a variable named time. So it's on month of the year. The name is month of the year. That means if I go to the timing steps, my timing steps will be like 1980. Then first month will be like this. So this is not the daily data. If I have daily in there, it will be like 01. So right now I can see, I can check from here, I can check my data was organized like this. So the unit is in the month. And then you can go down and you have U also. You mean zonal name. And the short name is U and the units that they have used. Because you have to keep your attention in here, the units that is there. Sometimes you download the pressure data, it will be in the millibars or pascals or any other format. So to do the conversion, you need to understand that. What is the unit that they have used specifically for this data type? And whenever you do a modification in your script, you have to change this unit also. Because you convert that unit into some other unit and you make a float. And in the float, it will appear as meter per second. But you did the conversion for this one, you know that data is not in meter per second scale. To do this, then you have to change the unit. If whenever you make a mistake, like make a scaling or something, you have to change the units of your data also. So that's the three things. You can try to do NCL file dump for another file that you already have and check about the dimensions and the data like the attributes and then the dimensions and the data types. In here also you can check the data type also mentioned. So I have a data named the variable named BW and it's in float. So here I have type is integer, not a data type. So here I have U, it's in data type float. So you have to keep your eyes in here also. The data, the variable is, if I selecting two variables, it's in the data type is float. Sometimes it may be in integer, sometimes it may be in any other format. So you have to keep in your eye about that data type also.
Can you use the file that we said before? Because you another file.
Okay, I will send that file also, the UEVIN file also, so you guys can check. I will send that file also into the WeChat group. So you can download that file also. I have already sent it to the group. So till now, I think you have understand. You just need to focus about this NCL file dump command and those three things. Especially when it comes to the NetCDF files, global attributes, variables, and the dimensions. Those three things you need to understand. And you need to pay your attention about this command, NCL file dump. Whenever you need to check the data type, you have to use this NCL file dump command.
So if this basically help us to see the details of NCL files. How about if you want to check the variables directly? You want to check the variables.
How the variable is assigned.
Yes.
So you have to do the script. You have to go inside this file, like in the script, you have to go like load the file first and then select the variable and then you can print about the information about the variable. Like there is no any short command to give the variable data. This is just to check the entire file. But right now you have some understanding about your variables here also. Because you know about your variable. Because your variable is you you have time, latitude and longitude. So from the top, you know how many dimensions in the time. So if you go for the top, you have two time steps. That means if you select towards you will have two time steps. And the latitude, you know how many latitudes you have. 64. Then the longitude. How many longitudes you have? 120. So you know about this variable before you go inside. So you can understand what these dimensions are, we have to make them in the top.
Because of long-term get latitudes. I don't see that personality in the direction of this year, longitude from 41 to 41 to come with this one to 6 steps.
Yeah, you have to check that one. You have to, for that thing, you can like assign the variable name long. I will discuss about that thing in the upcoming section. You can assign this long variable into a variable, like you can assign this x, or to print, you are going to print the latitudes. I will say like capital V, lat, you can assign this one into your latitude. So here I have the variable name latitude. So whenever we are assigning issue like this, first we need to import the in the file. So it will be like I will name it like file in equal. Then the file, the data file I am going to load, it will be like in. Then here the variable will be like load. So I will take none. So from here I will assign it here and get the longitudes to this variable, and I will print v latitude. So it will gives me the arrays of this data from one latitude to which latitude. So you can view the latitude, the level of latitudes you have. And same thing goes with the time, longitude, and if you have levels, for the levels also. You can view what are the levels also. So to do that, you have to get assign this one into a variable and print it in the script. So we can discuss about that thing in the upcoming sections. So the next thing is the NetCDF coordinate variable, this one. The coordinate variable means this thing. So here it comes to the V. We have V is a coordinate variable because we have time, latitude and longitude. So U is also a coordinate variable. We have time, latitude and longitude. So you have to understand that thing. So that's because whenever you do a like when you reduce the time scale, like here, just imagine like you have a variable named Q inside that UNC file. So Q has time, different pressure level, different latitude, and different longitude. Now you need to do subscript, but you need all the time is this. And then you need to do subscript for only for pressure levels from 925 to 1000. So you can select only those two pressure levels, from pressure level 925 to pressure level 400. So if you have like pressure levels from 25, then you are selecting all the pressure levels between 925 to 400. So if you have the steps between 25, all the time pressure levels will be selected. But in your original data file, you have the pressure levels from 1000 to 100. But you only in this stage you are doing subscript. You are only selecting these pressure levels, and then you are only focusing. Just imagine if your data have the latitude from minus 90 to positive 90, but you need to only focus on minus 20 to positive 60. So you can do subscripting like this. Then you are focusing on not about the global scale, but only about between these two longitudes. So this when it comes to coordinate variable, that's why you need to know, have a good understanding about this one when you are going to do the subscripting.
What do you think a situation where you only need such a variable, let's say, you don't want like
if you don't need the rest, you can just specify. If you only need the 950, you can only this one. So if you select only the 950 pressure level. So if you are only focusing on a certain longitude, you can just type like that only that latitude no longer. Here you are specifying it in within the bracket. Within the bracket means it's not the indexing. So if you type this one without the bracket, as in this example, so here you are indexing. That means, as I said previously, you can give the retrieve and the longitude state. So you can assign it to a variable and print. When you print, it will print like, because NCL is 0 base, not 1 base, so it will print 0 for the first variable. So when you are printing your longitude, it will print 0, then the longitude value, it will be negative 90. Then from, if you have 64 scales, it will show you like 63 for the last thing. And it will be positive 90. So this is the actual value and this is the index. So you can do subscript using both this one and the index. So this is the index. So for pressure level 925, the index is 3. So pressure level 400, the index is 10. So you for the same goes with the latitude. Negative 20 latitude, the index is 24. The positive 60 latitude, the index is 40. And same thing goes for this one. And you can have a mix of these two also. Just given you two time like pressure levels in the indexing, and then you need to go for the latitudes and the longitudes using this type. So you can put within the brackets the latitude levels and then the longitude levels within the brackets.
So this one, very constant over there based on the data that you have.
It's based on the data. That's why I am telling you that. You have to go to the data and check it first. So the other command is the NC dump. NC dump is only for, yeah,
From the previous, yeah.
yeah,
Suppose that the pressure level is from 925 to 400.
Yeah.
Between 925 and 400 is another pressure level.
Yeah. yeah,
I need the entire level from 9 to be any other than 925 and 400. I need to capture all the level. That is 925 to 400.
yeah, it's this command doing that thing. It's not skipping the levels in between those two. It's selecting all the pressure levels in between these two. So it's just the minimum. This one is your minimum pressure level, this one is your maximum pressure level.
And suppose I need only two.
If you only need two, then you have to go with like you can assign only one pressure level and another pressure level and you can do with the both. So for that you have to assign like two different variables. So here 150. So when you assign it, you can assign like just imagine pressure level 100, you can be 100 and then you can type Q. Then if you need the whole time steps, you can put this two dollars. Then come on. Then you are focusing on the 100 pressure level. You can within the bracket, you can type 100. So now you are getting the pressure level 100 data. So if you need to get the pressure level 400 data, you can type Q. Then inside here you can type 400. So now you are getting 400 here. So if you need the range, you can assign it using these two nodes. This is the minimum value and this is the maximum value.
Like if you need value from 400, you want to take 400 on one.
Yeah.
You want to take 400 two, that's skipping one value.
Skip.
Yeah.
So if you do the skipping, I don't know that I will check it on the NCL side because I don't check. I will check and let you know. Otherwise, you can do this one. For the different pressure levels, you can get the extract the different pressure levels and do the calculation. Then you can send this one into array and do the process.
So if you find out there is this information about timing unlimited, that's it.
Unlimited meaning here because there are some limitations. We can just imagine you have daily values. You have daily values from 1980 to 1990. So how many days do you have in here? So it's like 10 into 365. If the level exceeds like 10,000 or something, it will show you it as unlimited.
So to the amendment.
Yeah. Because you have more than that field that the NCL support. But the variable inside the variable, if you go there and print, it will show you the entire data set without any system. They are showing unlimited tests like this because they are on limitation. They cannot show if the number is much larger, they will show it as unlimited.
It's possible to reference it, comma, BPI, then if you want.
Yeah, I think it's possible. Within the method, yeah. If you go for the different procedures, yeah, 50. If you need to select specific special, just imagine if you are choosing, you can go with this one also. If you have more than 3 special levels, you can, within the comma, you can specify 400 and then 900. So this one will only extract these 3 levels. I think this is the command that you can use. So it's about the coordinate variable. Then the NetCDF data. So this is the data. So here, if you focus on the U is organized like this. It's like the same thing I have discussed previously. So here you have the negative value. Just imagine 90, then 80, negative 80, then negative 70, and negative 60, negative 50, negative 40. So from here onwards you have negative 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 1 bit is like a location, a pixel. Even in the satellite data, if you zoom it, you will see this thing. We call it resolution. You have heard about the data. When you obtaining the data, you have the resolution. Like 10 meters in the satellite, we call like 10 meter resolution, 30 meter resolution, 11 kilometer resolution, those kind of things. So that's what we do. Like this is the resolution. For 1 pixel, what is the length between these two longitude levels? You can be is mentioned in the NCL, it will be called like degrees. How many degrees? The data, the resolution. If you need to have good resolution, then the time interval between these two longitude levels should be much shorter. So if you have, it can be seen from the NCL file dump also. If you have the global data, and here you have, just imagine this is the global data. If this is global data, you only have 64, but you inspect another file, in there, that one is also global data, but you have latitude levels more than 64. That means you have more grids. So in UV, you will have only a small grid like this. But there are another type of data. In network data, it also the global data. The spatial resolution is same, but you will have more grids. So this one, when you create a plot, it will be much clearer in here. Because you have more values in here. The resolution is higher. Yeah, this one will be more clear, but the problem is it depends on the data that you are focusing. Sometimes you cannot find high resolution data, you have to stick into this kind of data. If you are good at the satellites, you know, MODIS we have more than 11 kilometers. So MODIS is best if you are doing a large scale research, like entire world or entire country or something like that. But in Sentinel or Landsat, you have 10 meters. So you can do focus on much more smaller time scale. So you have to have your eye on the resolution of your data set also. Whenever you go to the site, they mention what's the resolution of your data set. So you can have understand.
Like a resolution of 0.25.
Yeah.
And that of 2.5.
Yeah.
Which one is clearer? Like,
just imagine you have like 0.25 degrees and then you have 0.5 degrees.
yes.
So this one is much more smaller, you can see. It's equal to like this. 0.5 means every latitude level in between, you have 0.5 degrees time interval. But in here you have 0.25 degree time interval. So this data will be much more clear instead of this one. So you can have idea using this one also. This one, they didn't mention on this file. Like you cannot use NC file dump or NCL file dump to view this data. This one will be mentioned where you are going to download the data. In their website, they will mention this is the resolution of this data set. So the other command is nc dump. Nc dump also a similar command. Nc dump -h. If you only need to focus on the header part, you can type uv 300 and hit enter. So it also giving me the same output. Like the NCL file dump, it gives me the same output. But the problem is NC file dump can only be used with the NC data, NCDF data. You have to keep in mind that thing also. NC file dump can be used to give only the NetCDF file, while NCL file dump can be used to give different kinds of data. Even HDF file, even BIP files, you can use NCL underscore file dump. For this one, you can use different kind of data. NetCDF, then the HDF, then the grid, and different kind of file format you can use. But NC file dump, this one only focus about only the NetCDF. You cannot use it for the other type of data. You need to have this thing in your mind also. You can use NCL file dump to give NCDF, grid, and also like HDF. But NC file dump, this command NC dump, you can only use with NetCDF data. That means .nc. The file format for NetCDF is .nc.
But this was the input.
It's for me.
So let me send you another file like HDF file or grid file so you can understand what I'm talking about. In the group, let me send a HDF file because HDF files are commonly found in the NASA website. If you are focusing on the dataset from the NASA, those guys are really into the HDF files. In the NOAA, you will see a lot of HDF and grid files. So I will send you a small grid file. So right now I send a grid file into the INSA WeChat, so you can download this one. It's named RUC grip, so you can do the NCL file dump command to both files. So if I ls in my command, let me clear this. So if I ls, I will see right now I have 3 files in user training folder, Atmos, RUC grip, and UV300. So if I need to check the attributes and everything inside the grip file, if I type nc file dump, no, not nc file dump, nc dump, to view only the headers, I have to specify like -h to only view the headers, not the data. So then I have type ruc.grip. So see, so ruc.grip is not NetCDF file. So I cannot use nc dump to view the grip files and the HDF files. If I type like ncl underscore file dump dash then ruc grip, it gives me the data, the attributes and the data types in that grip file also. So you have to keep in your mind, if you are dealing with HDF, grip, those kind of data, if you need to read the how many variables are inside that data set and what's the global attributes and what are the latitudes and the dimensions, latitudes, longitudes and the levels, you can use NCL file dump if you are dealing with different data. So here you can use like global attributes and then the dimensions and the variables.
So this is the name of the file. RIC.
Yeah, it's the name of my file. Whenever you download the data from some like different kind of files, you are doing some renames in your files, no? When you need to understand, you know about your files. So RUC is the file name that I give to that file.
Yeah.
So even I can send you guys a HDF file. So you can check that HDF file also. Let me send you another HDF file also. Yes.
So is it possible to change the format from grid to NetCDF?
Yeah, you can convert the grid data into the NCDF also. There's a command in the NCL. You can use that command to convert. I forget the command NC to the command. Yeah, you have to install because NC dump is not comes with the NCA. It's a completely different package. You have to install it. They will give you the command to install that. In the book you will see. It's actually file they will try ask you to try this one. Go to the install NCDF. So then it will work. So you have to run the one to install NC. So if you install the NC dump,
What you want? So
because previously you have installed them. Because you didn't install the Ubuntu systems in your PC now. You guys have previously installed the Ubuntu.
no. It is what
So it's not then you have to install everything first. Because it's not coming, NC dump is not coming with the NCL package. NCL one is coming with the NCL package, but NC file, NC dump is not coming with the NCL. It's a different package. So let me send you a HDF file also.
Maybe so.
So right now I have sent you a HDF file into the info group. You can do the same thing into that HDF file also. You will see that the NC dump is not working in the HDF, but the NCL dump is working on that HDF file also. HDF. So in here also you can have idea different levels, weight, and those kind of things. To have the understanding to check these levels and things you can use the script file or you can go with the interactive in the NCL. So you will focus on that part next. This is to check the overview of the data. Yeah, just let you see the application not work. You see the will not work because it is a HDF file, but NCL dump will work. That HDF file.
What is it? So you don't know.
Right now we are getting understanding of sort of data. Whenever you download some data from anywhere, you need to understand the data. It can be NCDF, with PDF, or any other. So I have understanding about the data. Yeah, people cannot fit in that's what I am trying to change. If you use this data, only have people of the NCL. But NCL right now, it can NCL file can be featured in the then in the NCDF, there are that's the main thing. Yeah, in the NCL file you can see the NCL data is good. Yeah, yeah, this is the right data. NCL file is that I mean that NCL file is commonly used in our can read. Yeah, you can see.
That is very magic. Storage.
So you need to know you can find the NCL file data 40 hours file books. But NCL was only coinciding commands. So you can type like for the NCL NCDF file you can type NC down without that dash. If you hit like NC file down 300 UP 300.NC, you will see all the attributes, variables, and the data set also. Bring into the data set. Yeah, eventually we also need to focus on the data part. We are not focusing on the data part, we are only focusing on the data part. That's why we put like dash in. So if you remove that dash, it brings the entire part. But the reason is the other way, so with the seat, you can check there. You already need to know that you have different types of comment to NCL file and NCL file only works on NCDF. That's the main point. Then there's some there we can check for it's a software. Yeah. It's not so it's two different design. NCL file then it is second NCL file can be version. But NCL in the NCL dash HM we have also mentioned on the data. You can use that negative. Just try to find that part of the negative, then you can see the entire part. It's the data. Especially for data. You are also getting here? That's it. Okay, so what some guys are getting we can check doesn't give you a only it's now. Yeah, you are also getting the same. So how big are you getting let me send another file, another HTTP file, guys. The file is a very big. I will check another SDF file. So you can try to run that file also. I will send you 2 HDF files in the group, you can check. So right now I have sent another 2 HDF files, you can download those 2 files and check. You can download those 2 HDF files and try to run them.
So, we are going to take
That's it. Yeah. But it's about to make conversion. With the company in the region and of it's the income.
Yeah, this one is.
It works. No, it's not issuing that file. Because I can take that file. So whenever you type that here I type negative with that mean NC that you will see that I'm typing that NC.
So you can type like only NC dump. Just type only NC dump. Clear. NC dump and it is enter. So here you can see all the dash commands what they mean. So dash is only reading the entire information only without data. That's why I am specifying dash. If I didn't specify the dash and I see like I type like NC dump then UV dot C, you can see all the data are also printed. Inside that file, the data are also printed. See? If you only focusing on the header, then you have to specify that thing. NC dump, hit enter, then you will see all the commands. So if you only need to focus on the coordinate variables in that data, you can type dash C. By omitting dash, you can type only like NC dump dash C, then UV win. So now it giving me only the coordinate variable. See, now you can see all the latitude. What are the latitude? The data of the latitude file and the longitude. Previously you asked, so this one. When you print in like you have 64 and what are the levels? Latitudes and long you have 128. What is those five? So here you can see latitude 64 means these are the latitude 64 levels and then the longitude 125, these are the levels of longitude that you have. And time, you have two times. One is 1 and the other is 2. Whatever. So you can try these different commands, like you can try dash C, and you can read.
See, only
C is for like coordinate variable data and the data information. You can see, just like NC dump and it will give you the brief information about the function section and information. So same thing goes with the NCL dump. You can type NCL dump. I will clear this one. Here NC dump. So these are the commands that you can use with the NC dump, NCL, file dump. So these are the commands that I can use with the NCL file. Even similar to the NC file dump, I can use the NCL file dump dash D. If I only need to create the coordinate variable and data information. That file. So you can see the different type of commands that you can use along with the NC dump and the NCL file. You see it's dump here. What we yes. Yeah. Let's see. Say how time
Yeah, if you didn't see the NCDF is because NCDF are important. So also I can see you have installed this one. Yeah, you have installed this one. Here you can install. See, it is like 20 data. That's why you should apply. I apply H. Minus H means you are only focusing on the data. You can see data information evolution of data. If you don't need any data, you can fix the actions. That is fine. Yeah, it was a clear time here. So that's the two things about these two. Okay, we are discussing about the data. Now, I have a small question. Let you, if this is the X variable, no? Here you have the X variable. If you need to access a single data, just imagine this is the variable X and I need to access only this data. So, what's the value of this one? If I need to access X2, 3. So, what's the value? You can see here. So you need to understand that NCL is row matrix. So the first one will be your row, then the column, and it's 0 base. So here, if you see 2, it means actually if you are going from 1 to 3, it's 3, and 3 means 4 because this one is 0 base. And first we have to go from the rows. So here you see 2, then we have to go because this row matrix. First we have to go along the rows. So we have to go along. Here we see 2, 1, 2, 3. So the data should be in this row. And the columns we have 3. But actually we have 4 rows, 4 columns. 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is if you take this one. If you only need to get this data, we have to type it like this. So here if we type by 3, 1, what's the data? If we type like X, 3, 1, what's the data? Yeah, 3, 1.
You go to the 4 and the 1. 3.6.
Yeah. No. 1 means 0, 1. Yeah. So we have to yeah. It will be the data. So you have to understand that thing. This one is row oriented like MATLAB and C. Even you are typing commands in C and MATLAB, it's also row matrix, like row matrix, not column matrix. So first you have to give the column, then the row. And first you have to type the row, then the column. So you have to understand that one. And the other important thing is NCL is 0 base. Whenever you need to get the first time step, you have to type T equals 0. No, T equal 1. If you type T equal 1, it's getting the second times. So that's the other thing you have to focus. Like here also X is a variable and the data type is load and it has 2 dimensions. And then it has 6 rows and a column. These are the dimensions. 6 rows and the other dimension is column. So rows has 6 and columns we have 5. So This is actually like then the metadata. Metadata means the global activity. What's the type of this data? The log name of this data is temperature and the humidity is in degrees of Celsius and then the field value. This one is also you need to focus about this one also. Because if you type any other value rather than default value, it will be assigned as a temperature. Just here, if you type accidentally, you make the field value to be like 0. But it will never omit. The NCL, when you are getting the average, it will never omit that value. We will discuss about that thing in the future exercises. And then the name dimension. Time latitude and what are the levels that you have of the latitude and what are the time steps that you have. This one is just like that command. The overview of this command. Overview of this command. Just type like NCL file dump sh uv 300 nc. So it's the overview of this file. It's just like the overview of this file.
I was not understanding how to read.
This one, the presentation you mean. In the presentation, reading this data. This is the actual data. In the beginning, I will say you that the NCDF file, how the NCDF file is organized. So this is just a one-time mistake. This is just a one-time mistake. So the NetCDF files are organized like this. So we just extracted one-time slice. One-time slice. So the data will be organized like in a grid format. So this is the grid. So this is the grid that we have. Along this one, we have latitude and time. In here, we focus on the certain level. So if you are focusing on the certain level, that means you are not getting the time mistake. Just imagine this one is the time dimension, and this is the what we call longitude. So then we can take this one is the latitude. Here we have only left and right. That means we have several latitudes and several time. But then we are focusing on which slice here. So we are focusing on along this long level. So we are focusing on the slice like this. We are getting a slice like this. So the slice will be here we have the t values and here we have different latitude values. I think you can understand right. So we are focusing on a specific longitude. So this data is the x is a specific longitude. Just imagine the longitude value 0 or something. We are just observing on the longitude 0 for different latitudes and different time steps. So the time steps will be like this: 2000, 2003, 2004, 2005, 2010. Then the 30, 0, 30, then 6. So here if you calculate 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You have 5. Then time steps 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just giving you one slide in this. So it should be equal to like this. 5. That means your rows might be time and the columns might be latitude. So we are focusing on just imagine you are into find 60 latitude, the time you want, not the value. So when we are using access like it's equal to me, just imagine rows represent the time and the columns represent your latitude. So if you take like x2, that means you are calling, we just take like rows equal latitudes and then columns equal time. Okay, then we call it x 2, 3. So the NCL is so many. So the first one will be your row. Then this one will be the column. This one will be your row. So that means row equal to latitude and column equal to time. So this one will be your latitude, then this one will be your time. So now indirectly what we are accessing?
But
Indexing we are accessing 3 mean, 2 mean 3. Because NCL is 0 3. 0, 1, 2. So we have 3 values. That means third latitude. JC 30, 0. So we are getting the 0 latitude, time instant is 3. So we have to go plus 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we are getting the value, the temperature value of latitude 0 for this year. Once again. That's what we are accessing.
So let's up to so this is our last is now
It's your data, the variable. It can be array. It's array. What's array?
I just want to know what's the
And it's just like these rows are organized in, this is the graphical representation. But in the coding level, you will see x equal like this, and we have to open curly brackets, then our first column, then comma, this will be our first row, and this will be our second row, within comma, then this will be our fourth row. So this kind of data is actually represented like this. But array look like this. So in the upcoming sections, we will discuss about the array, how to assign the variables, how to assign arrays, those kind of things. So this one is actually representing this. So it will be like 4.35, 4.39, 0.27, then 3.35, then 6.90 close the bracket, then the second row 4.36, 4.66. Likewise, you have type the entire data. So the actual view is like this. In the command view, it will look like this, but actually we are following that thing. You will see in the upcoming slides. This is a scalar array, then the attribute and the coordinate. That means the global attributes, then the coordinate and the variable. So in here, I'm going to discuss about the NCL variable. Previously, we discussed about the NetCDF variable is equal to the NCL variable. NetCDF variable is actually equal to the NCL variable. Is similar. The structure is similar. So in NetCDF files, we have global attributes, then values, and then the dimensions. In here also we have dimension. In here for the dimensions you call like coordinates. In the NCL we call coordinates. Then the x mean is the array of scale. Then the attributes is similar. So here what we do is like you can see the first command is f at file foo.nc. That means we are reading this NC file. So just imagine if you are focusing on that UV file, what should be the command? If you are going to add that UV300.nc file, you are going to read that UV300.nc file. What should be the command? Add file within quote, you have to specify your file name. Then dash R mean we only need to read. We are not going to modify that file. It's a separate thing. When you go to the NC, you can go to the NCL website and type add file. It's a function. Whenever you didn't understand the function, you can go to the NetCDF site. NCL, you can type like NCL add file. So this one is a function. You can see add file. In here, we have to, whenever we are adding a file, we have to specify. See, first add file, then our file name, after R. What are the commands that we can use with the R? Here you can see RWC. For the NetCDF, we can use RWC. R mean write, read, W mean write, C mean with the both axes. They didn't mention that one in here. They should mention here. But here you can see R for read only, W for read and write, C for create. Because whenever we need to write, we can write the NCL files also. Just imagine you are reading grip file and you need to write it into an NetCDF file. So you can type like whenever you need to get the output, you can give the file name, comma C to create a file instead of reading a file in NCL. We will discuss in the further. You just need to type the file name, then the comma specifying whether you are going to read the data or write the data or you are going to create the data.
If you use the word, for example,
Creating a NetCDF.
this file into compared to read file, then we need to use create.
Yeah, create. So whenever you typing add file function, you have to have pass two variables. So you cannot type only one. You say like I don't need R or W or C. You will specify only add file. Then within bracket, within two commas, you only find like UV 300 on NC. You didn't specify comma this one, you will type like this. But the NCL will never read this file. To NCL read this file because the add file is the default function from NCL. So whenever you using a default file, if they say like you need to pass two values inside into this file, you have to pass two values. You cannot omit that value. So here you have to type whether you are reading, writing or doing what. So that's what they mention in this site also. Add file is a function with first thing is your file path and the second one is the status of file. Whether you are going to read, write or create.
Possible to have the arguments. Three arguments.
No, you cannot pass three because this file it only accept two arguments. So if this add file function only accept two arguments, you can only pass two arguments. Whenever you try to pass three arguments, it will give you error. So okay, guys, you guys can scan the attendance for today's session. And the advantage of NCL is whenever you try to read a file, whether it's a HDF, NC or grip file or CSV file, this is the only command that you need to use. Whenever you try to read a file, it's just add file.
Right.
Yeah.
If you want to read file.
If you need to add any kind of file which NCL support, like NCL support CSV, grip, HDF or any other file, this is the only file that you have to use whenever you are reading a file or writing a file. This is the only command. This one can be used for the HDF files that I have sent to you, even the grip files. Add file, then within bracket, you can type file name .hdf. This one will also be accepted. Grip. This one will be also accepted.
So the running up to write the path of my file or I just
It's like this. Yes, this one is this one just like if you are typing a script, your script and file should be in the same directory, in the same folder. Just imagine your file is in another folder. Your script is in your research folder, and under the research folder you have a folder called data. So your file is in your data file is in the inside the data file folder, but the script is inside your research. So then you have to specify the file name like data, then the file name. If the script and the data reside in the same folder, you don't need to use this file folder name. You can omit that one.
So in a nutshell, at file work for
That file works for all the data type. It will work for all the data type. It's the only thing that you have used. It's not only for the NCL files.
so
Not only for the NetCDF files. You can use even .csv.
don't you know the working line there?
Because here in the website they mention, if you go to the website, whenever you get a question like that, you can go to the website. See description. You can use NetCDF, grip version 1 and 2, then the HDF4, HDF EOS, HDF5, HDF EOS 5, then the CSM, shapefile. So they mention all the file types that you can use, and they give the example. See, if you need to read the grip file, first the command, your grip file name, then read command. Then set file option. This one is for the write. If you are going to write a file, see here you specify create. That means you are creating a NetCDF file. You do some analyzing your data, like just imagine you have data from the Fahrenheit, you need to get convert into Celsius. So you get the grip file and you do the processing. Now you need to write that converted values into Celsius values into a NetCDF file. So you have to create that file like this.
So you set function, set file function.
Yeah, set file option is another command. It's another command. So is file present? This one is another command. It's checking whether the file name is there or not. Just imagine you are going to write the same file name again into the same directory. So first we need to check whether the file is there or not. If the file is there, we can delete that file and rewrite it. If a file is there, we can do a if else statement. If file is present, then we can write that file in a different path. Or we can, if file is present, we can delete that file and remove that one. That's what you see. If that means if no text is, that means remove this one. Or print, the file is already there. Some kind of command.
On the NCL file, the way this page on the NCL.
So yeah, in the NCL, you can see the functions, file input and output.
Okay.
In here, you can go to the functions. All the functions you can see here. If you want to categorical listing, if you go to the categorical listing, it will categorize all the functions. For the visualization, these are the functions that you can use. For the general NCL routine like array creation, manipulation, query, you can use this. For the climatology, what are the data type? Here we are dealing with file input and output. So we can press file input and output. So these are all the files we can use with the file input and output. All the functions, by default functions that we can use. So you can check all the functions that we can use using this command. Guys, I signing the attendance. Maybe we can show the QR code first. A few minutes. Is already finished? Okay. So you can go to that website and check all the functions that whenever you are dealing with the file, what are the functions that we have? The first one, we only discuss about the first one. And you see there's another name with the S, add files. That means you can pass multiple files at once. If you are dealing with only single file, you have to use add file. If you are dealing with multiple files, you have to use add files. So you can go here and check. Whenever you type add files, you have to give your file path. Previously, we give the data file directly. But here you have to specify all the file path. And then the status. In here, if you go to the down, they provide you the example. See? System function ls. So here we are getting all the NetCDF files. We have like ls, then a file name. That's what we call star. We didn't care about the content. We have files like ls001, ls002.nc, .nc and then ls0099nc. Just imagine we have 99 files .nc. So to get all these 99 files, we can type like ls .nc. That means all the file names which begins with the ls. It will be recorded into the file variable. So all the file paths are recorded into file variable as array. In that array, we can see the file path and the file name. So then after that read. So you can read all the data.
So the files are pulled together or everything is the command.
No, this one is just imagine you have multiple NetCDF file.
Different things.
Yeah, with the different names. It's just like just imagine you download in the ERM file, you can download large data set. But in your research, you have to use all the data files. Like you download like files for only for 90, 80 in a separate NetCDF file. And then you download 1981 data in a separate NetCDF file. Likewise, you have up to 1990. So you have 10 data files. But you need to read these all the data files and make a single NetCDF file. That's what we are doing here. In the NCL, if you read all the files, it will automatically combine it into one single file.
Okay, so even if you are going to visualize the data, it's going
Yeah.
to the same place.
Yeah, whenever you cover this file, after you get it, head files, file are F. In here, you will see multiple types of mistake. So, when you see the data, just imagine the data in a single file. Just imagine 1980. You download the temperature for a single data file. Like it will be like temperature 1980.NC. So here data for the temperature data will be stored in the T, and the time this array will be time then long then flat. Just imagine like that. So the structure is you have 128 longitudes and latitudes, you may have 90 or something like that. But in time frame you have only maybe if you go with monthly, you will have 12 in here. If you download monthly data. So array is structured like 12 into 128 is 9 in the first point. So for the 1981, it will be like T1981.NC. So in here also you have 12 into 128 into 90. So just imagine likewise you have T1990.NC. Up to 10 years with 12 times. If you use that command, what it do is, it will read. You can use add files, then your all the data is starting from T. So you can type T, asterisk mark, the star mark, then dot NC. So it will understand you are focusing, this one is not that file. Because that is system function. Because we are focusing on the file function, system function, .NC. So it will read these all the files into the array, named files, the file path into a file array. So then we are reading all these files and getting it into a file name F. Whenever you use F, inside F, you also have the variable name T. But the advantage is right now we know we have 10 tasks. So the time step will be 12 into 10. So 12 multiplied by 10 means we right now we have 120 into 128 into 9. So this will be this F5. When you read, use F5 function.
It's like what Python D concatenation.
Yeah.
Concatenation.
8 data.
Based on tools.
Yeah. So you need to go, like you can go ahead and check. In here they mentioned about everything. So get var mean, if you only need to get the variables, you can use this command. Okay, it's just a brief overview, and then here also you can see the structure is similar. You need to understand that the structure, whenever you need assign a variable, here you add a file. In that NC file, you have a variable name X. Now, in the second line, in here, what we call? Here we have the variable name X, and we are assigning it into a simple X. So we are reading, first we are adding a file named F, add file, .nc. So this is a NetCDF file. In there we have a variable name. In this file we have a variable name X. To check that one, you can use NCL file dump or NC dump. First, you need to do NCL file dump or NC dump to that NetCDF file you are dealing with. So then you can see that there's a variable name X. So now you are assigning that variable, the variable data into the X, and the variable type, all the data will be scaled like the same structure, in the same structure as the NetCDF variable, like this variable. The structure will be same. Even if you go with, just imagine you are going ahead with a HDF file, even you export the HDF file, the variable from the HDF file, the variable inside the NCL will be same. It doesn't care about the data type that you are using with, like HDF or NCL or anything. So we can check, go ahead with the, go ahead. So now you need to know about the NCL variable. Previously we discussed about the NetCDF variable. Now we are discussing about the variable inside the NCL. So in NCL, whenever you call a temperature value or something into a variable, assign into a variable, that variable may have values. Definitely that variable should have values. It can be scalar, single value or array value, but it should have attributes. What's the long name? Just imagine this X means the temperature, so the long name will be temperature. Then the field value will be a unit value. Then the unit will be centigrades or Fahrenheit. Then the offset. Offset means if whether you need to do a conversion. If you need to do the conversion into your data set, you can specify your offset and the scaling factor. If you need to do any scaling factor, you have to specify that scaling factor. And then the coordinates. How many time step it have, how many levels it have, how many latitudes it have, and how many longitude it has. So to check this one, right now you can follow this guide. Just try to do it in interactive mode in your NCL. Just type NCL UVWin. First command is you can open the Ubuntu window. Just open the Ubuntu window. Here type clear to clear everything in your window. If you type clear and hit enter, it will clear everything in your window. Clear everything inside your window. So now you have a clear window and check whether this uv.n300 file is there, because now we are going to read that file. ls is to check the directory. What are the files inside your directory? So I have these different files. Now it's better if you open another Ubuntu window. You can search for Ubuntu and open two terminals. You can open multiple Ubuntu windows. It's okay. It's possible. See, you can press it again. So you have two different windows. You can work with two different windows at the same time. It will be much easier. Just open another Ubuntu window and keep them like this. One in this side and the other one in this side. So we can do like to check the amount of variables that we have inside the file. What is the command that we have used? Before we are extracting the data, we need to check what are the variables that are inside our file. So for this terminal also, I will go to the IMSA directory using cd/mnt f/IMSA training. So I will see here. Now I am in the same directory on the both terminal. So in one terminal, I can use NCL file dump, and other terminal I can use NCL. It's because in here I can check the variable. So this window I will use NCL file dump uv300.nc to check the number of variables that I have inside my file. So here I will use NCL commands interactively. So this is the description about my file, and here I am going to read this file. Right now I am going to read this file. So just try to open two Windows terminals. Whenever you are dealing with the heading in the data, just try to open two terminals. It's better. Because you can go vice versa.
How could we separate the window like that?
So if you need to separate the window, you can, in the Windows it's easy. Just press and hold your mouse and get this one like this. If you can like drag this one over to your left corner, see, when you dragging this one over to your left corner, you will see it's making a half of the screen. So just press it like that. Just imagine all the windows are like this. And I need to make it like that. I will hold this one and move it into this side of the screen and remove the mouse button. Then it will asking me what should be displayed in the other side. So I will check the other window like this. So this can be applied to any if you are using Windows. It's a Windows thing. Whenever you are dealing with 2 points, this one is very it's not affecting. So if not affecting, you can use the thing simple thing. Just click here, Windows is left arrow. So it will be directly to this one. If you need to drag this one in the right side, Windows key, this one. So it will be attaching to this one.
Nice.
Is the built-in function of the Windows system.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, other side is for the entire input. This side check the variable. Because even if you open the file, you need to understand what are variables that are inside. Otherwise, I have variables. These are variables that I can access inside.
No, I didn't.
But it's great. Which one is yes? Put that one.
Yeah, that's a fine.
Yeah.
I tell you.
You can do the file is on this side and check. You can use both. Now, right now, we can use voice. I can use So I think right now you have opened this one. So if you open this one, you can type first. What's the command? I will open the presentation. First thing is we need to read the file. To read the file, we are using and file. Within the bracket file name, comma, read. To read, double commas, then inside R, close the bracket and hit enter. That's the command that we are going to use to read file. So you can type this one inside the terminal. Let me type this one inside my terminal. So the first thing I am assigning my file. This is my input file equal add file within bracket. I am going to assign my file name. So in here I can ls my directory. I will ls. So I see my file name is this one. So I can select this file and copy and paste inside these two brackets. Because whenever you make a mistake in your file name, it will never read. So that's what I am asking you to open two terminals. So here you can check whatever thing you need to check. On that thing, you can do the NCL scripting and you can go with the interactive while doing the analysis. So then, after this command, I need to put a comma and double quotation. Right now, I am going to read the file. So R. So this is the command to read the NCL file. So you can hit enter. If you see NCL 1 without any issue, that means it already read that file. If you get error, that means you have typed your file name incorrectly or you made a mistake. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. So now you have to create the file and assign it into a F variable. So now we need to, you can read either U or V because from this side you know inside your file you have different variables. What are the variables you can see? Latitude, longitude, GW, time, U, V. So just imagine I need to view the file about like check the file U. I need to get U values into a variable named simple U. I will type simple U is equal then my file. So what is the file that I have loaded is F. Here if you type Fi or any other thing you have to use the same command. So I am going to read this variable from F. From F read the variable. So now you need to assign your variable name. So here the variable name is capital U. So if the variable name is in capital U, you have to give capital U in here. So if you need to read B, if you are going to read the B, you can assign like my simple V equal from the file. That means the loaded file is simple F. Then to load, you can type dash and then the greater less than for sign, then capital U. Here you need to specify the same name like this. You cannot do simple U or anything. So your variable name is capital U inside the NetCDF. So if you need to read the Meridonium bit, you have to use capital U. It depends on you. So you can type enter. So now what you have done, you have wrote the file into the variable called F and also you have read the U variable, the values in the U to the simple U. So if you also need to read the V, you can type like simple V equal from file F, from simple file, I am exporting all the V values. So you cannot see anything in here, but you have already created how many files? You have created 3. One is simple left. You have 3 different variables. One is simple left. The other one is simple U and the other one is simple V. So simple left means the file. That means the file that you are reading, the data file that you are reading. So the simple U means all the values in you have become one. All the values of the capital V variable. And the simple U means all the values in capital U variable. Now you can inspect what are the values for you. So if you need to inspect what are the values for you, the command is print var summary to get the summary of your variable. So within bracket, you need to specify what is the variable that you are going to print the summary for. So if I need to print the summary of U, I will type simple U and hit enter. So here right now is showing me the variable simple U was the data type and the total file size and the dimension. But here you only see the capital U, the dimensions are type latitude and longitude, and what are the time steps? You know from the top time is 2, then the latitude is 64, then the longitude is 128. Then you see the coordinates. What are the coordinates? So this one is the global data set. You from here you can see from the coordinates, you can see it's latitude from negative 87 to 87, and then negative 180 to positive 180. So it's a global data set. So now you know your variable is U variable is for the entire level.
So 1 to 7.
1 up to 7 means the time step is labeled in that this data set is around labeled as 1 comma 7. Because this one is not a standardized one. This is just a file for the demos used in the NCL website. So if you go with the actual file, you see the real file you have downloaded for somewhere, because I cannot send those files into the group. Those files are much heavier and much large. So this is the one file that I have downloaded. Can I send it? Yeah, one me. So what's the command if you need to view the v values? You need to type what? You can try to run that command also to view all the data set for v. So I will send this the actual file which I have downloaded from Nova. This file I have downloaded from Nova. So you guys can download that file also. Is coming into the book, but it will take some time. So how you can use view the variables like the variable and the dimensions and the coordinate of view variables, the v variable. What's the command you need to type? What?
What is the
Command is
The variable. Print pass on the variable. Here you cannot omit like I need to use print pass. V is simple and S is simple. If you type V is simple, S is simple, it will not recognize. It has wrong. Because these are the default functions essentially. So you can try to type like print pass summary V also. You can try to type print pass summary V. So right now I am getting error. Why? Can you say? Can anyone tell me what's the error that I am going to see? What's the error? Yeah, because it is aside it is simple, but here I am calling about the capital. So the NCL is right now confused. What this guy is talking about. So if I type like simple V, it will run without any issue. So even for the Macedonian unit, the latitude are same and the longitude are same. Even the time steps are the same.
But another thing is very interesting. But in the description, I don't want to write French but somebody like simple like code. I try to write French, then you start few other interpret to automatically bring the remaining like the way.
Yeah, it's the scripting part. Yeah, it comes to when you are writing service script. Yeah. I should do that thing actually the later on the trip. So you guys know how hard it is to write this script without no such things.
Yeah.
So the case of
So someone has to do it somewhere before you can get it.
the case of time we use the time steps.
Yeah, if you need to check times, what you use.
And now we can see is 1.7.
Yeah,
Probably it's 1 something and something point seven.
Yeah.
We don't know much of
Yeah.
that. Actually, I don't see the units of this kind. I see the units.
I see the last. So how to check the time? How to check the time variable? You can say that you follow the same step. You need to assign a variable. Here you need to have something called time. So you can assign that thing into a time variable. So here you can type like simple t. That means my time. From F file I know there's a variable name time. See? Yeah.
The guy was just asking to know that how can he know the unit of that time?
Yeah, if you need to check the unit of time, you can copy this one. In here also they mention the unit of time is in month. So 1 and 7 mean month. That means January, and the 7 means January, February, March, April, February, June, July.
I think it's the third one because that one is 1. So it's the third one.
Yeah. So if you need to view more about this one, what you can do is you can assign a variable and copy this time into that variable and print it. That's the simple thing that you can use. Then you can use like print bar summary,
bar.
I will use the previously printed command. It will be much easier. You can use up arrow. It is automatically suggest the previous type commands.
So in a nutshell, you have to define it before you can be able to.
Yeah. Then if I print T, it's showing me like what are the variables and what's the time is month of the year. So units are in months. Even for the longitude, you can do the same. So that's how you can read variables inside a data file. So you can do the same thing. I already sent another file ar2001.nc. You can copy that file into your directory also. In the group I have sent another file. You can download that file and save it into the location that you are right now you are dealing with. So if I print here, if I print ls, right now I have that file in here also. This file. I'm talking about this file. So try to check what are the variables inside this file and try to print it. Yeah, we can do. No.
You send
I will forward it into the group.
your board.
Okay, right now you can see it in the group, I guess. So try to read that file and get a clear understanding about the file. What are the variables that it has, and try to use the NCL interactive mode to check about that file. So here you can exit. Right now you can exit from here. If you need to exit from the NCL interactive mode, just type exit and hit enter. So it will exit. And after that you can clear everything in your screen. Here also you can type like clear to clear everything and start from the beginning.
So putting exit, it's not letting you.
It's exit means in the NCL you need to exit from the NCL interactive.
Yeah. Not letting you like it's not you type CD.
Yeah. Just exit.
CD.
It's an NCL command. Exit is also an NCL command that we are telling NCL to exit. Whenever we are running a script, inside just imagine we need to check first few lines of our command, and we already write several other lines in between in the full script, but we need to exit only from some place else. So if we need to stop writing the entire script, we can type exit. So it will run only the lines above this exit command, not the entire command. Without the main thing, we can put exit.
Or control C.
Yeah. So now try to read that file to check the data inside. How many variables are in this file? We can use NC dump or NCL file dump. Since this is a NC file, both will be file. So NCL, I will use NCL file dump. So this file you can, if you go to the top, you will see this one is downloaded from Noah. So this is actual file. So try to have idea about that file.
So
Just try to have idea and read some variables inside this file. So here, this file is from where? You can see this file is from, and the convention is CF 1.2 convention. This file uses that convention types. And then the institution is, the data is coming from this institution, National Center for Environmental Prediction. So it's mentioned in the global attributes. Then you can see the title, daily NARR. Then the dimension. In here we have NCL scalar 1, time dimension 31, and the levels we have 29 levels, and the Y values 277, X values 349. So here time. So we have the dimension name time. So the long name of this one is time, and the unit. What?
Number of plants.
Yeah. Here also you will see number of bands. Try to read this data. So in the time you will see the time is from hours. That means the time will be in hours. This format. And then the levels. So here you have the levels in HPA, hectopixels. So they mention the actual range. So the range is from 100 to 1000 to 100. And then the latitudes and longitudes, then the float Y, and the X was the unit, and then AR. In the AR mean, what does it mean by the AR? And the levels YX. So this one is AR mean the air temperature, and here I have downloaded the air temperature daily average from the NAR website. So the data is coming from this website. So here you can see those files. So that data file I have downloaded from this. This is the website. So you can see some things because before viewing the data, you can see that it comes from NOAA. So now try to read this variable. Yeah, and understand time, how many time steps we have. So from here, you know, it has 31 time steps. So try to read this one in NCA. Try to read this data in NCA. How you can read that file? So here you can type the ls again. At the bottom you can type ls. Not here. From this terminal you can type ls. So the file name you see. To read the file, what's the command that you need? First you need to assign, like if you need like you can type f in also. That means file in. File in equal, then add file within bracket your file name. You need to know file, whenever you call add file, you need to pass two arguments. First one is your file name, the second one is whether you are reading, writing, or creating. Right now we are doing only creating. We are doing reading.
if you put already
Only reading the file. You are not modifying the file, the contents in the file doing. You are only reading the file.
if you put W,
W means you can write it into the same file also. If whenever you do a modification, you can do the modification in virtual file.
Oh, sorry, you say I'm reading. Writing.
Yeah.
Now I'm reading with the which is reading.
Yeah. You are right now you are only dealing with reading.
Yes, then I do something like the anomaly.
Yeah.
I get another file. Right?
Yeah.
Now, can I save that file?
Yeah.
So I've written it because I've changed it from something else to something else.
Yeah. When you are writing, in writing, I will discuss about that thing at the end. When you are writing, you have to write all of these things. Because when you assign like missing values like this and the long name, you can put it like daily average air temperature. Then you export it and file, like you are doing the annual thing for the like anomaly for each month. But in here you have the daily air temperature. When you get the average of each month and you create that file. But when you are creating the file, you put the long name as daily air temperature. So someone think it's daily air temperature, not monthly air temperature. So whenever you create a NetCDF file, whenever you write a NetCDF file, it's not just simply like within comma C. You have to do several things. You have to pass these missing values and then the coordinates you have to use, everything you have to pass into that NetCDF file. Yeah. Yeah, you have to write all the attributes even. Like variables. Creating an NCDF file is not that easy. You can go to the NCL website. Even you can go to this NetCDF website, NCL website, not the NetCDF. NCL website, and you can see example file input output. If you go here, you will see change and write. We are writing NetCDF. If you are going to write the NetCDF, you can use like so. This is the NCL script that you need to use whenever you are writing a NetCDF file. See. You need to write pass all the variables and the levels, the number of levels. You have to assign number of levels, number of time steps that you are using. Everything you need to pass before you write. So we will discuss about this script also in the upcoming section. So you cannot simply type like C. See here if out name is netcdf inefficient.nc, and then we create that file. But after creating, we need to pass all these things. Our dimensions and dimension names, variables, variable names, everything we need to write into that NCDF file.
If you want now to write, but to copy the attributes,
Yeah,
the format,
yeah, everything you need to copy. Yeah, if you need to create your own NetCDF file, you need to assign like global variables even. So you can type this one is following which conventions. I am following like NOVA conventions. They have their own data format. When giving like variable names, typing like dimensions, how to name dimensions, those kind of things. So you have to name your dimensions and you have to name your variables and pass all of those information into that file.
my question is, if I can't do those things,
Yeah.
I want just to copy the formats, the formats.
Yeah, you can also copy the format, but the problem is if someone get that data file, he will be confused. So you know about your data file, but if you send to someone, he will understand like that. Because in the file that you are copying, they mention long name like temperature, daily temperature, but you convert it into a monthly average temperature. So in the time step, that guy will see like 12, but he will read like, oh, this guy only get this 12 daily time steps from January 1st to January 12th. But in actual, you did like 1 mean the January average of your air temperature and 12 mean the December average of your air temperature. So you have to specifically give those dorm names and unit values. All of these things you need to write when you are writing the NetCDF file. It's not an easy procedure.
But my question is, what do you think
variables. So you can read the Excel data. Whenever you pass it into an NCDF file, you have to follow this format. If the temperature is in the Excel file, you need, when you are writing into the NetCDF file, you have to pass what are the dimensions that you are using. How many dimensions are there? And then dimension names. You have to assign dimension name. Even for the dimensions, you can use like latitude. What's the unit that you used? Degrees of north or degrees north, or you are using the standard way. And then the time. What's the dimension? Months or daily. You have to write these files also. You cannot only send the values into the NetCDF file because it will be useless if there is only values. But you have to assign all of these things in the NetCDF file. You can create, but you have to pass all of these variables. Yeah, it's very time consuming process. Even JR, if you are focusing on the Japanese real analysis data, JRA25. So those guys are getting their station data and converting it into the NetCDF. So it's a time consuming process. So okay, I think you have read that data. Have you guys used that file and try to read the data inside that file?
Yeah.
Right. Okay. If you guys have any questions, we can discuss right now. We only discuss about that file function. Because it will take ever to discuss about the each and every function we are dealing with. You see, if you go to the NCL website, we have like around 10,000 or 11,000 functions. So we cannot discuss each one by one. So you have to go there and check. Here they have a lot of functions for different purposes. Even if you need to calculate daily anomaly, there's a function. See. So this function is used to calculate the daily anomalies from the daily climate data. So if you know your data file has the daily climate data, you can pass. So when you are passing the variable, the temperature, it should have like three dimensions: time, latitude, and longitude. Then the date format. So you have to read these things, and they give some examples also how you can deal with. So if you guys are really into plotting, we can do a plot quickly. We can make a plot quickly. Like we can use the same things. Like if you need to plot U, the simple script that we can use is like GSM, CSM, contour map, WKS, then we can save this one. You can run these two commands later. You can follow the same things. Just try to read U and then bring the WhatsApp into the U and then use that WKS, CSM, open WKS and put. Then you will get an image like this.
But you have to say this one.
Just try to follow up, so you will get an image like this.
You will have the one just read for air.
Yeah.
So the air. Then you can do the same for air.
Yeah. And I look simply. So in this simple script, what we are doing is at the beginning you need to load these two libraries. At the beginning you need to load these two libraries. It's because whenever you're making a plot, you need to use these two libraries. And then we are going to read the data. So now this function is to read the data. and then we are reading only the U values, and then we are printing the summary of U, and then we are calling for the WKS, that means a workstation, to open a workstation for us. In here, the file will be sent into a PNG file named sample.png, and then we are calling to this plot function, plot GSM CSM contour map. So we are plotting a contour map. Whenever we are plotting a contour map, we have to send these two type of data. So you can search for this function, GSM CSM contour map, in the NCL website. They will clearly mention how many dimensions you have to pass.
The PNG in the image format.
Yeah. In here, you can use different things. Like X11, if you use X11, it will pop up in a real time view. If you don't use PS, it will pass it to PS file. There are different types of format that you can do.
The sum is the file is in the
Yeah. Where the sample is the name of the file. So if you plot, the second thing is like, if you put like example, it will be example of PH. If you type plot, then it will be plot.ph. You can simply try to run this function quickly, then you will see.
What is that sum? Is the sum to it's not the
This is the file name. This one is file name. This is the file type. This one is the file type, and this is the file name. Yeah. So here you can type like AQ or something. Because here by default NCL support different file format. We will discuss in the upcoming lectures. Because the graphic is a different section. Yeah, you can even use X11. If you use X11, what's the difference? It will not save. It will show you the same exact code while it's growing. But the problem is you might get some errors. Because right now you are using Ubuntu on the Windows. If you are WS, they have the version called R.M.Dinesh. You are using WS version 2.0, you will get the real time. Yeah, you are using 2.0. The Ubuntu version WS is 2.0. But sometimes if you swipe to WS 1, then they will get the error version play. No, here you have to write like that case because here you have class 3 variables. See, here first, whenever you make in a plot, you need to pass your working space. Then the data file that you are passing in the file. You can check for this one in the second file. This is the function. So whenever you pass using this function to plot the graph, you should pass 3 arguments.
Yeah, so this one, this one. Yes,
Yeah.
it's
Yes, and open WK.
yeah,
Which is no open WK. Should be WK.
replicate itself.
No, it's the default function. Or DSN open WK is a default function. You cannot do any modification. Before WK, it will make any modification because it's a main function. You can keep this part. Yeah, it's okay. WPS, we only examples. Because this is a function, you cannot do any modification of these things. If you expect this function, you can like, but if you can use something else, you need to write it in here. Because you are passing this one, this one. Yeah. Then let me you are going your symbolism. You assign that symbolism. Yeah, working as you assign symbolism. Now you are equally simple. That means yeah, how is wrong to get a structure. I think you have time into longevity to like you, right? So here we are showing only the first time. That's what it is. Print like zero. Then comma both the longitudes and as well as
Okay, those also.
two dots split both the longitudes and both the latitudes. So if you specify in the bracket, the matrix is focusing on a specific region.
That you have tried to educate, that you is it function.
It's all.
Whatever we there.
Because U is structured like how? In U we have direct altitude and longitude. How many time steps we have? 2. So here we are only putting the first time distance, not the second time distance.
So that range has to cover this is 0.
Yeah, 0. Now if we have U within bracket 0, comma. So that means 0, comma means focus on the first time distance. If you need to focus on the second time distance, you can put like 1. Now, we are in bracket. You know the structure of what the structure of your symbol is like time that is too long sleep. So what's the time step you are focusing? If you are focusing on the first time step, 0. If you are focusing on the second time step, 1. Here we have direct 0. Instead of capital, it's 0. This guy is also if you use PNG, if you use NCL, go back to the folder using go back to the phone. If you see this one in the real time, you can instead of PNG, you can use XLR. Then the window will pop up with your actual graph. Excuse me, XLR.
Excellent.
Yeah, XLR means same thing to a illustrator. If you type PNG, you can say no, it won't need clear. You don't need clear, but the problem is you can assign this variable. You create U, and if you are going to use that symbol again for another variable, then you have to delete the previous before assigning into a new variable. We will discuss about it later.
To nullify length and duty.
Yeah. No, right now you will see output.
That's fine.
Right. Then you have to check where you are right. Go up. And here I now provide the rule units.
Matanga amekufa kabisa.
You are
Matanga sioni ndio kusema.
Nakufa.
Mpaka nipitie kwenye kompyuta.
Yeah, kabisa na ID the file. Again, I said now it's
Nasoma kwa Chiga. Matanga. Matanga kidogo.
we see your drop. Alternate carbon
Kitu yangu ya mwisho. Ni basi concentration yake ya mwisho. Nilija kupia shule. Sasa nikasema kwa kidogo. Hata ukisema maisha sasa kwanza tunarudia sasa na tunakudanganya mdogo. Hiyo foto
Alors, usimwachie nafasi kwa ndani.
This is a class is this Which one?
Which one? Both. You can check for this command. Check for this command in the Ubuntu website. If you check for this command in the website, we are dealing with. Let me go ahead. GSM contour. So you can search on GSM CSN contour map NCL. So this is a function. It's a built-in function. So whenever you pass, you need to pass WK. WK means your workstation identifier, the previous, the file name and the extension. Then the data. Then the last one is rest. Rest means the modification. If you not the modification, like it whenever you make like just imagine you are not satisfied with this graph. You need to add title, you need to add colors, those kind of things. So you need to enable this one. By default, we can enable, we don't use any function. So we want to float this as default. It is. So if we need to use customization, some customization for this float, then we have to assign like rest, another part. We will discuss about in the graphical section. How to go section.
This one I have
The installation is done.
everything.
No, you can copy this file to the other part. The location that you the drive
Yes.
we can double click the anything. So this is the
So what is that? Is it the expression that?
no, not the installation. This guy used the root directory and execute that command in the root directory. So the export will be done into that directory that he is using the NCL command.
Okay.
So the image is in his root directory. Not in the
Saving the root directory.
we have to copy that file from the root directory into some other directory. So in the NCL we cannot view it.
Thank you.
Here, there is some comparison to data. In our plot, what's the structure of the data? Latitude and longitude. This one is 3 dimensions. So whenever we are plotting, we use only 2 dimensions. Latitude and longitude. Use 1 dimension space, become a downgrade. So now this you will be only 2 levels. That means that we make some math. So it will be easy. Whenever we pass a variable into this floating function, it should be 2 dimensions. We can pass 4 dimensions to 3 dimensions. So now we for best five. First one is time. If you need the time, then this is one mark. You have more time to figure out yes, it is then one thing time. Even the data is important. We know the first time. The second thing on me, this person is not more than a chance to be lower from me. Now, here you open the document, stand here, AR1. So here you can apply starting with stand here. You should be signed off. Yeah. Clear. So now we clear because why clear? You whenever you cross line, format of The format is different. So that's why you need to convert formats first. Because that you will know. Like there you can
Versus what?
Yeah.
The one I was reading.
you cannot take the one you cannot operate
That's it. So, but that is yeah.
because and the data time also before. You need to run the real latitude then you can
This one. This one is A. This one is
so right now it has like so not for distance rules of code. See, and it's not distance rules of this code. So your data is in that code.
X and Y.
So here, if you go for AI, it will be black and rule. So we have to do an modification for this data. That's what I'm saying. You have to understand the data. Because protein comes as the this is one thing. You need to say if you have protein, by default, NCL only accepts this unit. Replace notes and replace yes.
So
And the unit is you
because
have to convert this.
because of this code, we have to convert.
Yeah, we have to convert that before protein. That's why sometimes you guys are getting too side of it. So we need to understand.
The data is double.
Yeah.
I do not cross.
Yeah. We have to do some condition. For that thing, this one is okay. For you, it's okay.
Yeah, for you it's okay.
Because this one means this data is modified, already modified. To the correct
So
form.
you don't have to use
Yeah.
and then
Yeah, that file. So that file we have to do some modification. Even we have to control this one. We have to say like it's scale. We have to do some scale also. Here we have to do some scale.
yeah, this is zero.
This for this data, we have the different background. You can use like background.
Okay, that's the one.
Like we have to give some missing value. Because these data are directly downloaded from the website. After downloading, we have to modify those.
Yeah, this.
Just
No, I have this with
Did you do it on NCL?
Now, first I want to know how can I make this have the same resolution? So this one is so see, I can see how
Yeah.
you can do the modification because in this function also here we need to pass the rest. That means the what are the function that we are using to modify the include. Here it's used false because false means not by default without anything. False will give you.
this one. I'm not like the first one was really the same. I'm not like this one. This one. I tried to add some question.
Yeah.
How long goes but you see both the legend.
Yeah.
I am before comes here. But it becomes totally true.
So then what's the plot type you use? XY?
It's one.
So if you are using the XY plot, There are some commands that you have to use. If you go to the NCL website, when you dealing with the graphs, you have to customize those things. So you are dealing with XY now.
Descriptive C.
Plot type.
This is my script.
So you have to check the plot type that you are using. So what's the plot type you are using? Here, see, these are things that you made. PM. So here you can see it's stuck.
If I use this, the legend is inside there. That's why I commented them. The legend will appear, but inside the plot. And because inside the plot,